Book design is the art of incorporating the content, style, format, design, and sequence of the various components of a book into a coherent whole. In the words of Jan Tschichold, book design, though largely forgotten today, methods and rules upon which it is impossible to improve, have been developed over centuries. To produce perfect books, these rules have to be brought back to life and applied. Richard Hendel describes book design as an arcane subject, and refers to the need for a context to understand what that means. Book structure front matter, or preliminaries, is the first section of a book, and is usually the smallest section in terms of the number of pages. The pages are numbered in lowercase Roman numerals. Each page is counted, but no folio or page number is expressed, or printed, on either display pages or blank pages. Front matter generally only appears in the first volume in a multi-volume work, although some elements may appear in each volume. The following table will help distinguish between some of the different types of front matter. Body matter equals. The structure of a work is often described hierarchically. Volumes. A volume is a set of leaves that are bound together. Thus each work is either a volume, or is divided into volumes. Books and parts. Single-volume works account for most of the non-academic consumer markets in books. A single volume may embody either a part of a book or the whole of a book. In some works, parts include multiple books, and in some others books include multiple parts. Chapters and sections. A chapter or section may be contained within a part and/or a book. When both chapters and sections are used in the same work, the sections are more often contained within chapters than the reverse. Modules and units. In some books the chapters are grouped into bigger parts, sometimes called modules. The numbering of the chapters can begin again at the start of every module. In educational books, especially, the chapters are often called units. The first page of the actual text of a book is the opening page, which often incorporates special design features, such as initials. The following are two instructive examples. The Lord of the Rings has 3 parts, with each part containing 2 books, each containing, in turn, multiple chapters. The Christian Bible is divided into 2 testaments, each containing dozens of books, each in turn containing multiple chapters, which are most often divided into verses each containing roughly 1 independent clause. Back matter equals. The back matter, also known as end matter, if used, normally consists of one or more of the following components. Front cover, spine, and back cover of the dust jacket. The front cover is the front of the book, and is marked appropriately, by text and/or graphics, in order to identify it as such, namely as the very beginning of the book. The front cover usually contains at least the title and/or author, with possibly an appropriate illustration. On the inside of the cover page, extending to the facing page is the front-end paper, sometimes referred as FEP. The free half of the end paper is called a flyleaf. Traditionally, in hand-bound books, the end paper was just a sheet of blank or ornamented paper physically masking and reinforcing the connection between the cover and the body of the book. In modern publishing it can be either plain, as in many text-oriented books, or variously ornamented and illustrated in books such as picture books, other children's literature, some arts and craft and hobbyist books, novelty gift market and coffee table books, and graphic novels. These books have an audience and traditions of their own where the graphic design and immediacy is especially important and publishing tradition and formality are less important. The spine is the vertical edge of a book as it normally stands on a bookshelf. It is customary for it to have printed text on it. In texts published and/or printed in the United States and the United Kingdom, the spine text, when vertical, runs from the top to the bottom, such that it is right side up when the book is lying flat with the front cover on top. In books from continental Europe, vertical spine text traditionally runs from the bottom up, though this convention has been changing lately. The spine usually contains all, or some, of 4 elements, and in the following order: author, editor, or compiler, title, publisher, and publisher logo. On the inside of the back cover page, extending from the facing page before it, is the end paper. Its design matches the front-end paper and, in accordance with it, contains either plain paper or pattern, image etc. The back cover often contains biographical matter about the author or editor, and quotes from other sources praising the book. It may also contain a summary or description of the book. Binding. Books are classified under two categories according to the physical nature of their binding. The designation hardcover refers to books with stiff covers, as opposed to flexible ones. The binding of a hardcover book usually includes boards covered in cloth, leather, or other materials. The binding is usually sewn to the pages using string stitching. A less expensive binding method is that used for paperback books. Most paperbacks are bound with paper or light cardboard, though other materials are used. The covers are flexible and usually bound to the pages using glue. Some small paperback books are subclassified as pocketbooks. These paperbacks are smaller than usual, small enough to barely fit into a pocket. However, this capacity to fit into a pocket diminishes with increasing number of pages and increasing thickness of the book. Such a book may still be designated as a pocketbook. Other items, some books such as Bibles or dictionaries may have a thumb index to help find material quickly. Gold leaf may also be applied to the edges of the pages, so that when closed, the side, top, and bottom of the book have a golden color. On some books, a design may be printed on the edges, or marbling or a simple color applied. Some artists' books go even further, by using four-edge painting. Pop-up elements and fold-out pages may be used to add dimensions to the page in different ways. Children's books commonly incorporate a wide array of design features built into the fabric of the book. Die-cut techniques in the work of Eric Carle are one example. Clear or reflective surfaces, flaps, textiles and scratch and sniff are other possible features. Page spread. A basic unit in book design is the page spread. The left page and right page are of the same size and aspect ratio, and are centered on the gutter where they are bound together at the spine. The design of each individual page, on the other hand, is governed by the canons of page construction. The possible layout of the sets of letters of the alphabet, or words, on a page is determined by the so-called print space, and is also an element in the design of the page of the book. Clearly, there must be sufficient space, at the spine of the book, if the text is to be visible. On the other hand, the other three margins of the page, which frame the book, are made of the appropriate size for both practical and aesthetic reasons. Print space equals, the print space is a typographic term and determines the effective area on the paper of a book, journal or other press work. The print space is limited by the surrounding borders, or in other words the gutters outside the printed area. The German term comes originally from hot metal typesetting. Above the desktop was a mirror where the typesetter could read the inverted letters. See also, canons of page construction, epigraph, galley proof, imprint, letterpress, page numbering, publishing, visual design, other types of books, graphic novel, interactive children's book, interactive fiction, picture books, pop-up book. References. Further reading, Hendel, Richard, On Book Design. New Haven, Yale University Press, 1998. ISBN 0-300-07570-7. Hokulai, Jost, and Robin Kinross, Designing Books, Practice and Theory. London, Hyphen Press, 1996. ISBN 0-907259-08-1. Bruno, Michael H., Pocket Pal, The Handy Little Book of Graphic Arts Production 19th edition. Memphis, Tennessee, International Paper, 2003. ISBN 0-88362-488-5. Lee, Marshall, Bookmaking, Editing, Design, Production. 3rd edition. New York, etc. W. W. Norton and Company, 2004. ISBN 0-393-73018-2. Lohman, Matthew, The Book of Books, 500 Years of Graphic Innovation. London, Thames and Hudson, 2012. ISBN 0-500-51591-3. University of Chicago Press, The Chicago Manual of Style, 15th ed. Chicago, Illinois: University of Chicago Press, 2003. ISBN 0-226-10403-6, ISBN 0-226-10405-2, ISBN 0-226-10404-4. University of Chicago Press, The Chicago Manual of Style, 15th ed., online ed. External links: Walter Hamady and the Perishable Press Limited, Designing the Painted Bird, Alcuin Society Book Design Awards, Elbert Hubbard, Dart Hunter and Book Design at Rowcroft Press, 5 Simple Steps to Designing Grid Systems, How to Choose the Best Fonts for Printing, Dutch Art Nouveau and Art Deco Book Design, Merle Armitage, Impresario of Book Design, a tribute to Richard Eckersley, an exemplary book designer, Binding Design and Paper Conservation of Antique Books, Albums and Documents, The Rollo Books by Jacob Abbott, an example of first edition designs, signs, books, Networks virtual exhibition of the German Museum of Books and Writing, IA with a thematic module on book design.